Cybermaterial presents Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every week at noon Eastern Time for a high-energy, no-fluff recap of the week's biggest cyber stories. From data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special, live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. Without further ado, let's get this event started.
Hello and welcome back everyone to another episode of Ask Me Anything Cyber. I am your host Prapti and joining me is my co-host and cybersecurity expert Sophie, the CTO of 911 Cyber. Hi Sophie.
Hi everyone, how's it going?
So every week, me and Sophie, we talk about real stories and questions from Reddit. There are people who have faced real cybersecurity problems, and Sophie here will help us understand what happened and how to fix it. Today's topic will include email hacks, malware infections, fake job offers, phishing traps, and even career advice for beginners in cybersecurity. So let's jump right in.
Yeah,
So,
I'm also
Sophie,
happy that we're gonna go through this week's headlines from the cyber briefing. We're gonna get to see what is happening and what you should be aware of, and what are the latest incidents and news.
yeah. So, Sophie, are you excited for the first Reddit question?
Yes, let's go.
It's about Gmail. So, this user is saying that someone managed to log into their Google account for about 40 minutes before they even noticed it. They changed the password right away and signed the hacker out of all the sessions from their iPhone. Except their iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else seemed to be changed. The password recovery email and other settings were still the same. They have always had two factor authentication turned on with their phone number. They suspect their MacBook might have malware, but Malwarebytes did not detect any. They are asking if it's possible to bypass 2FA, what extra steps they can take to ensure that their account is completely safe.
Hmm. So this looks like what we always talk about. Like, even though sometimes you have 2FA, you may have used your Gmail account to log in into something else. So they may have used your cooking sessions to actually log in into your account, bypassing 2FA because it's sort of it's stored in your browser, and they may have like stolen those cookies. But
Yeah.
again, it's like it's very important that this person has already done like the first step of changing password, and the most important one, which was flush out all sessions, like log
Yeah.
out everything that has been logged in with their Gmail account.
Yeah.
And of course, it's good to have like one session active, which is your phone, so you can actually re-authenticate. Sometimes they send you a prompt to authenticate yeah, your login. So it's very important that you leave at least one line, one last line of way to authenticate yourself, so
Yeah.
you're not completely locked out. And but again, even with two-factor authentication, sometimes accounts can still be compromised if the attacker, one, has access to your device, two, they may have access to your backup codes, or
Hmm.
in rare cases, you may have fallen victim of a phishing attack where you were
Hmm.
tricked into entering your credentials. Therefore, your cooking session was stored on the attacker's device, so they may have been able to hijack your account through the phishing attack. Now,
Uh-huh.
what I will recommend, and because Gmail is very transparent on showing you your last activities and sessions, what you can go is to Gmail security, go check last account activity at the bottom of your inbox,
Hmm.
and you will find like you have to look for unknown IP addresses or devices or locations. So if you go to your Google inbox, you go all the way down, and you're gonna find on the right top lower corner of your inbox a way to see the last sessions, and it's gonna help you like last activity, account activity. You will click on details, and you will see what where the latest like logins coming from,
Yeah.
and you will be able to see what type of browser they have used, IP address. Probably you're gonna see the IPv6 address of the last session that you have connected with to,
Hmm.
and time, how many times they were logging in your session. And with that details, you can go to security in your Gmail account, and you can log them out. And you won't be logging your device, because probably you will know your IP address, so you can actually remove access to that one.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that you can do too is like to think about, like, if you have received a phishing email, to
Yeah.
actually trace back where this is coming from. And of course, since you're using iPhone, or Mac OS, I would recommend you to update your software to patch any security vulnerability that have happened in the past. So probably they may have sent a new patch, and it's very important to always have
Yeah.
your software updated.
And isn't this user, like, we have always shared this tip? I think you also mentioned it. It was about having, like, instead of having a phone number to authenticate, having a trusted app
Yeah,
to authenticate, because that way there's like another line of defense.
yeah, exactly. And
So, yeah.
when you have an app, uh, if you, for example, if you lose your phone, and it means that you also lose access to your apps.
Yeah.
So there are some authenticators out there that they sort of store like a backup in your cloud, and I'm
Hmm.
talking about Microsoft Authenticator. So if you lose access to your physical phone, you
Hmm.
can get another device, you can download Authenticator and log in the email address that you have used to store your passkeys, or your
Yeah.
sorry, your OTPs, and you will be able to recover those accounts. Now, Google doesn't have that. So if you pick like Google Authenticator, if you lose access to your physical device, you may not be able to recover the
Yeah.
accounts that had access. So this is why for me, Microsoft Authenticator is number one uh, app for authenticating for all
Yeah.
these, because you have this fallback in case you lose your mobile phone.
We actually even have a video on authenticator apps, and we have talked about what features they have and what features they don't. So, if you want to take a look at it, you can just go ahead and visit our YouTube channel. And over there, you can find many videos like password managers, authenticators, and you will be able to get yourself the very best. For the next question, it's again regarding Gmail. And this
Mhm.
user is saying that their Gmail was hacked and the attacker changed both the recovery email and recovery phone number.
Mm.
They cannot receive any verification codes or reset the passwords. When they try to recover the account, Google only shows the hacker's recovery information. They discovered a Trojan.fake Google JS infection on their PC, which they believe is how the hacker had got in.
Mm.
They remove the virus, but they cannot get back into their account. Every time they fill out the Google account recovery form, they get the message, "We cannot verify that this user is you." They're asking if there's any advanced way to contact Google, or prove ownership of the account at least,
Yeah.
so they can get back into the account, because they
Yeah.
are also linked to this user's YouTube channel.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is really tough. If like both your recovery email and phone were changed,
Hmm.
and it basically means that Google won't have any way to verify that it's you
Hmm.
through their standard like way of recovering your account. Now, since this person mentioned that they were able to remove the Trojan from their PC, that's good news. But make sure there's no any like backdoor or anything else like has been left out, because
Hmm.
they could still be able to compromise your accounts. Now, regarding your account recovery, there's a few ways that you can contact Google to recover and to sort of prove that you are the owner.
Hmm.
uh, Google has an account recovery form. You can actually fill it up from devices and locations that you used before. So try to use MIB addresses or browsers that can sort of like have consistent IPs and devices history. It will increase your chance of Google actually contrasting data that it was you.
Hmm.
Um, Also, sometimes you will be able to provide like as much detail as possible when you fill up the form. For example, you can use all passwords that you have used. If you
Yeah.
remember account creation, if you remember previous email addresses that you have received, maybe they will ask for the subject and say,
Hmm.
do you remember previous email addresses, or can you share some trusted contacts that you have sent emails
Okay.
from? And another thing that they may use probably will be like previous recovery email or previous phone numbers that you have used in the past.
Yeah.
So these will also help you prove like ownership of your account. Um, the thing is, because you're using a Gmail account, unfortunately, there's no direct like support
Oh.
as opposed to like a Google Workspace, which is a paid account, and they do have a dedicated support team. But if you know someone that has a workspace and can open a support ticket on your behalf, maybe that's a way that you can contact Google and say, you know what? Uh, they can say, my private Gmail has been compromised. Can you
Yeah.
help me? Maybe they will be able to help you directly that way.
Hmm.
Um, but again, I would recommend you to keep monitoring your accounts, because
Hmm.
probably, as you may think that you have like get rid of your Trojan, probably there may be some like leftovers, so you need to be very careful. But again, try to fill up the forms with as most like more details as possible,
Yeah.
as much as details possible, because that will be able to, this way Google will be able to contrast previous data with what you're
Yeah.
saying and sort of like associate.
Figured it out. Yeah.
But I honestly, I never dealt with a case like this, so I don't know exactly the outcome on how Google will react if you lose
Yep.
your account. But the fact that you have a YouTube channel associated with, maybe you can upload a video of yourself or something that you can say, you know what, I'm the owner of the YouTube
Yeah.
account. There are some ways that you can actually reach out to
Prove
people.
that it's like the correct user, they can actually do that. I also have one more question about that. They mentioned that the attacker, has installed a Trojan. How do they clear out whatever is left over? Like, is there
Hmm.
a way?
Yeah, I mean, there's some ways that you can go back to a backup that you have
Hmm.
had from a previous, like, in Windows, you have the option to restore to a
Yeah.
previous date. So
Yep.
maybe you can actually go back to before you got like infected with the Trojan.
Infected.
So probably you will be able to like roll back and
Yep.
or best things, like best case scenario is to do a whole cleanup, but because you haven't recovered your
YouTube.
Gmail account,
Hmm.
I wouldn't recommend doing it right now, because probably you would need to have like browser history or a lot of data that if you wipe out your computer, they would just go away.
No way.
So if you want to do it, just keep this computer as it is and just do it to recover your Gmail. Don't use it for anything else. And then try to use another device to start like changing password from other
Yeah.
accounts.
Yeah, this is actually one of a very dangerous situation because YouTube also is connected to like Google AdSense and other payment gateways. So I really hope this person can find some help.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one, a Reddit user shared that their father received a fake email that looked exactly like it came from his bank. He clicked the link, entered the login information, and within an hour, his bank app kept signing him out. His email password also stopped working. The family called the bank immediately, froze his cards, and started changing passwords. Then his phone began receiving verification codes for random accounts he had never used. The user said it feels like once the hackers got into one account, they spread across everything that was linked to it. And they are asking if they should wipe the phone and what can they do to stop the attack from happening.
So I know this is like super scary because like like if your parents are involved and they not maybe tech savvy and they may be
Hmm.
like panicking. But there are like concrete steps that yeah this person can actually take to contain this.
Yeah.
What this person is telling us is exactly how phishing escalates and the attackers how they get access to one account and how they use it to connect to other accounts, probably because they may have
Yep.
reused credentials, I can say. But by just like falling victim of a phishing from your banking account doesn't mean that they're gonna compromise your email account, because this person only have entered their account's credential for the financial institution. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Unless they have reused the
The
credentials, like the
password. Yeah.
same email and password they use for their email account, it's a little bit like complicated to actually
Yeah.
take over the other one. But what they did, that's exactly what I always recommend. Call your financial institution, tell them what happened. They will just pause everything and they will work with you
Yeah.
on to recover everything and to get you back again online. Uh, Sometimes it involves you visiting a branch
Yep.
in person with your ID so you can do it with them. So, like, expect that this is not going to be solved right away.
Yeah.
But the fact that they didn't mention that they have stolen any funds. So, that's a win, I can say, because
Hmm.
nothing has been stolen. And just this person lost access to their banking application.
Yeah.
Um, so just calling your financial institution, letting them know, and of course, don't reuse credentials,
Yeah.
because that's where like you can get like hacked over multiple accounts because of
Yeah.
poor hygiene. I can say cyber hygiene.
Yep. One by one, they kind of all compromise because of that one factor. Is there any other factor that might contribute to that other than credential reuse?
What at the account takeovers?
Yes, like one by one.
No,
Mostly
no,
the
because
credentials.
but what this person described, it was just a phishing. So it's sort of
Yeah.
like they replicated the website exactly at the
Uh,
financial institution. So you just put your credential thinking it's the legit website.
yep.
So they may have only be able to harvest the credentials for that specific site.
Uh,
So that's the only thing that I may have think that they have reused their credentials.
yep.
But it's sort of like a guess here.
Yep. And moving on to the next one, it's about a spyware that was found on a second-hand laptop. Another Reddit
Mm.
user said they purchased a second-hand laptop from a local dealer. It came fresh with an operating system and looked fine at first. After installing K7 antivirus and running a scan, they found several spyware and archived malicious files. They quarantined and deleted them, but then another scan 6 hours later, the same files had returned. The user deleted them again, and after weeks, they reappeared once more. They are scared that the laptop might still be compromised and do not know what else to do. So, Sophie, when this malware or whatever it is keeps reappearing again and again, and
Hmm.
is the system that deeply infected?
Well, what it sounds like, what this person is describing sounds like, yeah, they may have been compromised before buying this computer,
Yeah.
and it looks like the operating system installed by the dealership may have not been legit or clean, I can say,
Mm,
because the fact that the spyware keeps reappearing usually means it's embedded deeply in the system, like sometimes probably in the firmware or in a hidden partition that you can see on your disk,
hmm.
or any leftover, like if you delete it and it keeps coming back. So what this person can do, there's a few steps. Since this is like a brand new computer, I can say,
Yeah.
probably you won't have much data on it. If you do, just copy your most important files, upload it to your cloud, and don't transfer any executable or any suspicious document to your cloud, just your personal files. You have pictures or anything that you consider
Yeah.
that it,
Important.
exactly. Now, what you can do is just do a complete reinstall from scratch, like you started from zero. So if you do a clean reinstall of your OS, if you're using Microsoft, I would recommend you to visit their website and download the official version of Windows 11. Unfortunately, Windows 10 has been discontinued as of
Yeah.
like 10 days ago. So it's not available. But I mean, it's available, but it's not supported. So depending on what type of device you have to use Windows 11 from now on to get security updates. So go to their Microsoft official account, download the bootable Windows
Yeah.
11. You will need a flash drive, so you can download it in your flash drive, a bootable
Yeah.
flash drive. So when you start doing it from scratch, you will be able to get a legit copy of Windows. Now, if you're using Linux, same approach. Because this person doesn't mention like which
Yeah. Which
operating
operating
system.
system?
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't use the dealership, like the I don't want to call it a dealership. It looks like a reseller.
Yeah.
Don't use the one that was provided by your reseller. Just download the legit version from Microsoft.
Yeah.
And now, when I talk about like firmware level malware, sometimes these type of malware, they can survive an operating system reinstall. So if you
Oh.
want to be extremely safe, you will have to check your BIOS updates from the manufacturer and apply
Hmm.
them. So if you have an HP computer or a Dell computer or Asus or Acer, or
Yep.
like any like laptop out there, you
Yep.
will have to check for their legit firmware updates so you can patch your BIOS in case there's something off.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more complex to do because it involves like knowing a little bit about what drivers you have to install. So I
Oh.
will recommend getting a professional, a trusted professional, to do this.
Yeah.
And again, you can maybe go back to your reseller and say, you know what, give me my money back, and that's it. Because
Yeah.
probably it's not even salvageable. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly, because this seems like too much to go for, a second-hand laptop that they got, hoping to make
mhm,
their lives easier, but
yeah,
made it 10 times worse.
yeah,
I hope this user gets some help. And if you need to fix the BIOS, as Sophie mentioned, make sure you contact a professional and don't, end up making it worse. So make sure
yeah,
you contact a professional and get the right help.
yes.
Uh, the next one is about a PC, and the user thinks that the PC is currently hacked. Um, so over here it says a user admitted they tried to download cracked software from a suspicious site. Soon after, their Discord account was hacked and used to send crypto scam messages.
Mm.
They ran malware bytes, which found 25 threats. But then they started getting security alerts from Gmail and Epic Games about suspicious logins. The hacker appears to be from Turkey, and Malwarebytes keeps detecting a file in a PUBG emulator folder that tries to connect to an unsafe IP address. They deleted the folder, but still something might be infected. They asked whether they should reset Windows or wipe the
Mhm.
PC entirely. So
Yeah,
but if someone's system is this compromised, are scans like this is a gamer, and are scans enough, or should they do a full reinstall?
yeah. Well, actually, the fact that this person just admitted that they did something wrong, they
Yeah.
sort of understand the depth of this issue. But this happens to a lot of people when they're trying to download like any crack software.
Yeah.
And I can't put blame here, but that's where the threat actors thrive because they find people that they may overlook
Yeah.
some cybersecurity, measures. So they will just go for it.
Yep.
So it looks like it's a serious compromise, and it's not like one infected file. It looks like a
Oh.
system-wide persistence, and I can say like this emulator, it was like 100% carrying some type of malware.
Uh,
Probably some like keylogger or spyware. And what this person has to do, they will have to disconnect from the internet immediately. So this random IP address
yeah.
doesn't keep maintaining like a live connection with your PC. And basically, what I would recommend is to back up all your personal files, document photos, as I mentioned before,
Hmm.
and but don't back up any software or any executable or anything that you have downloaded from the web.
Hmm.
And completely wipe your PC, reset Windows, install it clean from a fully clean drive
Hmm.
option. You have this option to do it either using a bootable USB that you can
Hmm.
download from the Microsoft official site, which is like the only way to be 100% sure that you just like do it a clean install, because sometimes you do an installation of Windows, but it's just like a repair, and it
Yeah.
won't be like a full clean installation. Now, after reinstalling and before logging into anything in your computer, get an antivirus. You can use Microsoft Defender; is pretty good, up to date. You can use Bitdefender, very good antivirus. You can reach out
Yeah.
to us. We can give you a good promo code to get a very good version of Bitdefender, and just do a scan to see if anything is off. Now, once you feel like there's nothing going on your computer, I would recommend you to go and into another device if you have somebody else's computer that you can log in and change devices. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, change passwords and change 2FA and change everything. And you will be able to, after reinstalling everything, enable 2FA for Gmail, Epic Game, Discord, and everything. Use
Yeah.
an authenticator app, as I always recommend, as opposed to the SMS, because you know how it works.
Yeah.
And one thing is like what I will always recommend to everybody is to keep an eye on alerts and on how many like people are like I'm sorry, attackers are trying to log in into your
Yep.
account. And another thing is like you can do also, um, basically you can change your routers or your
Oh.
router password, just
Yeah.
in case the network was also compromised.
Yep.
And again, I hope this serves as a lesson on not to install like cracked software, because there's like 95% chance that they have been infected because that's their goal.
Yeah, in fact, I actually had a debate or an argument with a friend of mine a few days ago who was saying that they have never been infected by something like this. And so
Hmm.
I told them that just because it didn't happen to them doesn't mean that it doesn't actually happen.
Yeah,
And there's actually a lot of cases that we see on this show itself that it's because they had installed something fishy from the internet and that's how they got hacked, and then everything was compromised and the software wasn't even worth it because of
yeah.
the headache that they got.
And unless
So
you're very like super tech savvy, I will never recommend to install like cracked software because
yeah.
you don't know the extent of what you're installing actually.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So before we go on and answer a few questions from LinkedIn, let's take a short view about our cyber review.
Welcome to Cyber Review with Sophia, where we bring you powerful interviews with published authors and innovators. Stay tuned for new episodes released every week.
That was the cyber review. And Sophie, what would you like to say about it since you're the person who does the hosting of it?
yeah, I mean, if you're a book author, you have a wonderful tool that you want me to review and talk about your new technology. Please reach out to us. Happy to do a 5 minute like cyber review with you and talk about your amazing discovery or publication.
Yep, and you can find all our videos. We've had many authors before, for example, Bob Shepard, Melissa Lookings, and even Matthew Webster. And we have talked to them about their books. And well, if you feel
Mm-hmm.
like it, just make sure to reach out to us
Mm-hmm.
directly at Cyber Materials DM, or you can also reach out to Sophie,
Yeah.
and she'll get back to you. Before we go to the next Reddit question, I have a user on LinkedIn who is asking a couple of questions. The user is asking, how do I know if my computer is being remotely spied on or not? On the other hand, how do I repair a breach found during a pen test?
Yeah. Okay. These are like two two different
Different,
questions.
yeah.
Yeah. So if your computer is this is for like Coil, right? I
Yeah,
hope I said your
Koil.
name right. This is clearly like there's a few stuff that you can like see on your computer if you like you're being remotely spied on.
Yeah.
You might notice like some strange behavior. For example, I will, if you have a mouse, I will leave the cursor on the screen and see if it moves slightly. You know, you will see that it's going to be moving a little bit up or down or like in a
Hmm.
way that you don't usually if you're not moving your cursor, so you will be able to see that it's going to be moving on its own.
Yeah.
Another thing that I you can see is like if there's any unknown program running on your computer. If you have a Windows computer, you will see on Task Manager, on Start, you will see
Yeah.
if there's any off something off that may have been installed without your consent.
Hmm.
Um, and I would recommend also to check on like high network activity. For example, when you are idle, like if you leave your computer and you
Yeah.
are not using it and you still see like your network has been like moving around, you can use Wireshark to check your network activity and see if there's any
Uh-huh.
package that is not being distributed to where you are intended to. So if you see any like weird IP address or anything that is not
Yep.
related to your networking activity, probably there's maybe something on. And you can see also maybe they're trying to deactivate your antivirus or
Oh.
trying to like deactivate any security tool that you have in
Hmm.
place. So you also have to check for those things. And just my biggest advice is always to run an antivirus to see what happens if there's any like weird file going on. Nowadays antivirus are very updated, pretty up to date,
Yeah.
I can say. You can still also use virus total to scan any malicious file that you may have found on your computer.
Yeah.
And there are also very, very up to date. I can say they are the most like closest to what is happening nowadays on updating their database.
Yeah.
So that's what I would recommend. Now, to go to your second part of your
The
question, if a
pen test
pen test
question.
finds a breach, depends how you are performing these pen tests. I mean, were you authorized by the party that you are doing this pen test to do it, to check,
Uh,
and you have to disclose it to them and probably offer a fee option on how to patch it.
mm-hmm.
If you're just doing it as a bug bounty hunter, probably you have to disclose it to the party that you have like did this pen test or like found this bridge.
Hmm.
And so if you have to repair it, you have to see exactly where the data bridge is coming from. If it's like a unsecure like server, or poor hygiene, I can say, poor passwords
Yeah.
usage, or how did you find this data bridge, probably is how you will patch it. So if you were able to found like a server just by using admin as a credential,
Uh-huh.
well, how you fix it, you please put good passwords in place,
Yeah.
right? So you don't get this default happening. But I would like to know more, like
About
what
this
type
pen
of
test.
data bridge you're talking about, and
Yeah.
and I can give you some tips on how to fix it.
Yes, so actually, Sophie is very excited about bug bounty and pen testing. So, definitely, Koel, let us know more about what happened, and maybe we will definitely be able to give you
Yeah,
some
we have
insights.
one very good comment from Berwin. He says
Hmm.
you can use Process Explorer. It's a useful tool and even cross checks with ViralTotal. And I agree 100%. Thank you, Berwin.
Yep. Hi, welcome back, Bervin. And Koel, let us know about more of your, pen testing and what you have discovered so we can help you out a little bit more. Moving to the next Reddit question, the user says they have clicked a random link in Discord. Another case revolving Discord. Reddit user said they are part of a large Discord trading group with around 9,000 members in it. Someone sent a random link and they accidentally clicked on it. They did not open any files but changed their passwords immediately. They also tried to change their Apple ID password but could not do it. Now they are worried about whether that one click might have caused any harm. So, Sophie, how risky is it when somebody clicks on a link on Discord without downloading anything? And what should
Mhm.
they do?
Well, we talk about this many times, right?
Yep.
Sometimes, like by just clicking on a shady link, it doesn't mean that you're going to be infected unless
Yep.
you clicked on the link and something downloads automatically and somehow it gets executed
Yep.
on your computer or device. But just by clicking on it, I
Yeah,
mean,
it
the
doesn't
odds
happen.
of something happening like is very slim. Sometimes you click on a malicious link and you get like adware or like pop-ups that says your computer is infected, like some sort of
Mm-hmm.
scareware tactic. So there's something else attached to clicking on a random link, right?
Yeah, you
uh
must have to take another action.
yeah, exactly. Just like if you downloaded a file, or if like automatically downloaded a file when you clicked
Hmm.
on this link, just delete it and run a full scan on your computer to see if it has not been executed. But
Mhm.
it usually need the user's input, unless you're running a high sophisticated like malware,
Mhm.
which, unless you're a high profile person that they are ready to spend $500,000 on a very good spyware executable
Uh-huh.
tool, random dudes, they don't have this on the internet because it's a
Mhm.
very powerful tool. Like I know a lot of people talk about Pegasus, which is
Mhm.
a zero click like a spyware
Very
software that
sophisticated.
it just, yes. But just to get that tool, it costs a lot of money, like ten,
Mhm.
$15,000 just to get access to the tool.
Okay.
So it's not like a random dude. You just everybody's getting
Yeah.
Pegasus like for free, you know? No,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things like together. So just by clicking on the link, I don't see why it can be compromised. But just to be on the
Mhm.
safe side, I mean, I would just do the what we always do, like change credentials, have 2FA,
Good hygiene, cyber hygiene.
yeah, monitor your accounts. And of course, like if you see that something is going on off, just
Hmm.
tell your contacts that if they receive like weird messages from you, it's not you. So the more you like are onto it, the less damage they're gonna be doing.
Yep. And also, it would be the best thing would be to not click on random links. And I know the user did it by accident, but if for the viewers
It
watching, you see
happens.
something suspicious, yeah, exactly, it
It
happens.
happens. Yeah.
Just moving your mouse, it happens. But for the user,
Even like we talk about a lot about like SEO poisoning.
yeah,
So
yes,
even
yes,
if you Google something and it just shows like first thing on your search, uh,
yeah,
it's by accident, but it happens. So
yep. So the best thing to do would be to stay aware and ahead of all of these things. So to the users watching, do follow our cyber briefing, because if in case there is something out there, an SEO poisoning or something like that happening, or something that you need to be aware of that is becoming a common tactic to get to people, you will definitely be alerted by it, and you will be able to keep yourself and your family safe. The next question would be about a use personal email for everything. I think we've talked about this before. Another user said they've been using the same email for everything: personal accounts, banking, work, and subscriptions. Now they realize that it was risky and they want to fix it. They are asking how to clean up, separate accounts, and improve security without losing access to anything important. So, Sophie, what would be your step by step guide?
well, happy that you are joining the train of having aliases for everything. So
Yeah.
welcome aboard. And what I can say is like, if you want to start like changing credentials from like reused accounts, let's do the
Mm-hmm.
following. I always recommend for those newbies or newcomers to create an Outlook account. It's a free email inbox, and you can create up to 10 aliases. So you can create one for your banking, one for your like streaming services, one
Mm-hmm.
for your school, one for
Work.
like job applications.
Yep.
So everything will be split but compartmentalized in one specific inbox. So anything that is coming to your one inbox, different aliases. So if any of those are compromised, let's say on a data breach or they hacked any other company, so it
Mm-hmm.
means that they will only be able to access that specific company that's been hacked because you are not
Mm-hmm.
reusing credentials. So that's one step, and that's very good that this person is looking forward in joining this new trend of having aliases.
Yeah. We spoke about this before, and this is actually one of our top recommendations, especially when it comes to job hunting and you're applying for new jobs. And people often get scammed, while job hunting. So, this is actually one of our number one recommendations. So, go ahead and do it. Now, for the next user, he is looking for VPNs for iPhone and PC. Reddit user asked for free VPN recommendations that work on both computers and iPhones. They said they play online games in communities known for doxing and DDoS attacks, and they want something simple to protect themselves. So, Sophie, are free VPNs actually safe for users in these situations, or should they look for paid options instead?
Well, you know that everything that's free comes with something attached
Yeah.
to, so it's never free. But I can only recommend one provider that will give it to you for free, and they are legit.
Mm-hmm.
However, the IP addresses has been a little bit overused, so
Uh-huh.
they may be banned for some services. And this is Proton VPN. Proton
Mm-hmm.
VPN, it's has been out there for a very long time, very secure. They have wonderful services. They do have a paid version that you can have dedicated IPs and a little bit more like security and a little bit more with an individual like mindset. I can say a little bit
Yeah.
more personalized. But for free VPNs that actually work fine, there's nothing out there. Anything that you
Yeah.
see for free may not be for free. So
Exactly.
be careful if you install any. Most of these applications they ask you to install their like VPN service. So this like is not like the best option. But
Yep.
again, I'm not endorsing any product. I'm just telling you from my perspective.
Yeah,
But I will never go with like free VPNs because there's always something shady about. But you can always create your own VPN service too. Like if
yeah,
you're a
that
little bit,
open. Yeah,
yeah, you are a little bit tech savvy, you can use Outline or OpenVPN, and you just have
yeah.
your own. But
That's
again,
actually one
we
of
can
the
also do it for you. So if you want to pay like a couple of bucks and have your own dedicated VPN, that's what we do on 911 Cyber.
Yeah, that's actually one of the safest ways. And I think that we also have a review regarding VPNs. Whenever we get the time, we'll share it. But you can actually go on our YouTube channel and take a look at it, because over there, you will not just only find free solutions but also very cost effective solutions. For example, the last time I remember when doing it, we had NordVPN that came out very cost effective, but obviously there are other drawbacks that you might want to take a look at. So if you really want to choose something that will work for you, just go ahead, check out the cyber review, and you'll be able to make a comparison of all the VPNs out there and figure out which one would be the best for you. The next one is about a Microsoft account compromised and email changed. One user said that all their accounts were hacked earlier and still are. Their Microsoft account email was changed, and now the recovery form says the account does not exist anymore. They say they can see the new email address on the login screen, but it is censored, so they cannot type it in. They are asking what to do when they have proof of the hack but cannot verify ownership. This is
Mhm.
similar to the case we saw earlier today about the Google one, but this is about Microsoft's recovery system.
Yeah, it's almost the same. Because
Yeah,
it's a free account, they usually don't have like direct support.
yeah.
So mostly will be just opening a ticket and praying that somebody looks
Use it.
into it.
Yeah.
So you can go to account.live.com/ACSR to account
Hmm.
recovery, and you can. I would recommend you again to use the same device and location and IP address that you always use to
Hmm.
sign in. This will help you to prove a little bit about ownership, and also they will ask you like share all passwords or Xbox gamer tag or Skype information, billing information. If you have a
Hmm.
credit card, probably you have to provide the last four numbers, and or anything that can help you increase your chances of recovering.
Yep.
Um, but again, it's a little bit hard because these are like free services, so they
Yeah.
don't have like a dedicated support team.
Exactly.
But there's always a way. You can always reach out to Microsoft to look into it.
Yeah. All the best to the user. And for our last question, we actually have a great closing question. A Reddit user asked, which field is better for long term remote work, IT security or cybersecurity, and what roles should they aim for? So, Sophie, what would be your
Yeah,
advice?
this is a great question. Now, the terms of like IT security and cybersecurity, they sort of overlap. So probably
Mm-hmm.
there's like a subtle difference, but same, I can say.
Mm-hmm.
So cybersecurity is like focus more on protected network systems,
Mm-hmm.
data or research or governance. And
Exactly.
IT security probably is a little bit more like technical hands on. So let's say, I don't know, pen testing, incident response,
Mm-hmm.
or like, I don't know, server monitoring. So both their remote work is very common, especially, for
Mm-hmm.
example, if you want to be a stock analyst.
Mm-hmm.
But what is actually called is information security. So you have these two different paths, and when we call it like information security, it's mostly like ensuring compliance and like administration, and it can be a little bit more structured and less focused on specific attack
Yeah.
system or. But there's a lot of long-term remote flexibility for both.
Yeah.
And cybersecurity, they generally offer more like opportunities because it can be done from anywhere, as opposed to
Yep.
probably IT
HR. Yeah.
administration that you
Other.
actually be have to be on site. And yeah, that's pretty much on what you actually want to do and what your focus is going to be into. So
Mm-hmm.
cybersecurity could be like a safer long-term bet, as opposed to being like an IT administrator that you may have to be on site for like help desk.
Yeah, understood. So I hope this information helps you. And this was a great closing question. And before we move on to our next segment, wait, I think I have a comment here on LinkedIn by Berwin who said, I have seen it before, steals your login token. It's common with Discord and Steam gift card links. I think this he's talking about how, phishing links look like on
Yeah,
Discord. And it is true, they I give this offer that's too good to be true, $50
yeah.
Steam gift card. And here, get it. It's so free.
Yeah,
So
and sometimes I said, "Oh, just log in here to get a cool
yeah,
pin," and then you're
yeah,
just like giving them away your credentials. So
exactly. So if it's too good to be true, don't click on it. Or if it's too scary to be true, also don't click on it. So beware of the users watching. And thank you, Birban, for bringing that to a highlight. Now, before we move on to the next segment, we should take a look at what we talk about in our cyber briefing.
Stay ahead of the cyber curve with real-time alerts, incident reports, and the latest cybersecurity news, all in one streamlined, easy-to-read newsletter. Join more than 20,000 subscribers who rely on Cyber Briefing, available on LinkedIn, Medium, and now on Substack. Don't wait to protect your digital world. Subscribe today and stay informed with Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material.
That was the cyber briefing, and over there we talk about the top alert, incident, and news. And actually, every Ask Me Anything Cyber, we discuss the one that made to the top three the entire week. So let's go ahead and wrap that, Sophie. So the top cyber alert was TikTok videos are being used to spread info stealer malware. And what are your thoughts on that? Because TikTok is something that the younger generation they use. So
yeah.
how can we protect?
So I wanted to talk about this one because have a lot of gamers watching this Ask Me
Mm-hmm.
Anything Cyber, and I know you're all well, like very connected. So this is not only spreading through TikTok, it's also spreading
Oh.
through Discord and all these like communication channels. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to be aware of a lot of like information stealing malware out there, and they're targeting users for free access to popular softwares. I can say
Uh-huh.
like Photoshop, Crack Editions, Adobe Premiere,
Uh-huh.
Microsoft, Windows, or even like fake services like a Netflix Premium. So
Uh-huh.
all these are part of the an ongoing campaign called Click Fix Scam, and
Mm-hmm.
involve users copying a supposed activation command into a Windows Run dialog, and they just run a PowerShell script and installs the Aura Stealer info stealer malware. So
Oh.
for those that don't know about Aura, what it does, this malware harvests sensitive data like
Mm-hmm.
browser store passwords, authentication cookies, cryptocurrency wallets, and credentials from various applications. So it's like a very powerful malware. But how it works is like they're tricking users into running a PowerShell command. We talked about it last Ask Me Anything Cyber, where we
Yeah,
were seeing somebody run a script through their computer. So
exactly.
it actually happening in real life. So it's like this Reddit user is actually has been victim of this
Of
TikTok.
this exact thing.
Yeah, exactly. And what I always like say like to everyone is like, please be careful of these social engineering tactics of like
Mm-hmm.
cool TikTok influencers or like
Yeah.
content creators creating videos to sort of socially engineer this user into executing these PowerShell commands. And they said it in a catchy way where everyone, yes,
Exactly.
and you just go and press this one and you do this and you execute this,
Yeah.
and then you get the free software, woo, and then everything's fine. But you're just installing a spyware that is going to destroy your life.
Yeah.
So be aware of those. And sometimes they're like AI generated videos. So that's worse because
Yeah.
you may see like a very powerful influencer creating a TikTok video, but it's not actually the
Yeah.
guy. It's an AI generated video
Mm-hmm.
trying to trick you into like
Getting a spyware and stuff.
executing. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So everybody out there, be aware. It's not only on TikTok, but it's been everywhere now.
Yeah, and careful because once it gets in, it's very difficult to get it out. So, as they say, prevention is better than cure. So, go ahead, be aware, make sure that you tell your friends, coworkers, and family about it so they can stay
Mm-hmm.
safe online.
Yeah.
Before we move on to the next cyber incident, Madhu on LinkedIn is asking, can we get the recording? It's great insight. And yes,
Yes,
we do.
after this, you will find it on YouTube, Substack, and also on LinkedIn. And happy to share the link with you after this event. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Madhu. And keep showing up. And if you have any questions related to cybersecurity, do not hesitate to ask. We will definitely answer you. Moving on to the next one, it seems something that would happen in a mystery novel or, a book. A Romanian prisoner hacked
Yes.
his prison IT's network from inside his cell. So,
So
what happened here?
this is like somebody said this could be like a Netflix plot,
Yeah,
like a Black Mirror episode, and it
exactly.
happened. Actually happened like a couple of weeks ago. So it looks like this prisoner, they didn't name him for like privacy reasons.
Mm-hmm.
He was serving like a 10-year sentence for financial fraud,
Uh huh.
like computer exploitation in Romania. So he was actually a hacker when he was
Uh
in
huh.
jail.
Arrested. Yeah.
Yes, and he was in jail because of computer crimes.
Uh huh.
And what he did, he was transferred to a hospital for like health checkups or whatnot, and he was given a tablet
Uh huh.
to um, like monitor their health and like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know exactly what this tablet was for, but he was able to um, logging into the prison management platform through the healthcare provider. And
Oh.
he was able to find login credentials associated with an former prison director.
Uh huh.
So they didn't disable his account. The guy was not working, but the account was like in idle,
Active.
I can say,
Yeah.
yes. And he get access at administrator level to the entire system through the self-service kiosk at the hospital.
Uh huh.
So this breach allowed him to manipulate sensitive data for like more than 50 inmates. So he was able to reduce his sentence duration on the dashboard. He was
Uh huh.
he was able to change money like balances in his personal account so he can purchase
Wow.
things through the entire inmate system.
Yep.
And he was also granting access to adult content for his inmate colleagues, I can say.
Okay.
So he was able to like give him a lot of like permissions, like access to his account, because he had access to this administrative account. And I can say like this guy was like of course now he's gonna be retried because of this crime.
Yep.
So it worked for like a couple of weeks, but they were able to find out what he did because he transferred close to $1 million, which is like
Yeah.
like
Suspicious.
he got a little bit greedy, right?
Yep.
So that's how they found him.
Oh, yeah, I was about to ask. That was actually my next question. How did they figure it all out? Because
Yeah,
sounds like he was doing it very sneakily and then, they figured it out. And
yeah.
obviously now he's going to be retried for all of it and probably going to have to spend more
Yeah,
time.
it is actually Berwing. I'm just saying, like, it really seems like a Netflix series plot. It actually is. It's fun because he not only like share the credentials of this like main account, like a administrative
Mm-hmm.
account. He also sold these credentials to other inmates so they can do their shenanigans too.
Yep.
So it was like everybody was sort of like putting credit and reducing their sentences all through the hospital like self kiosk because he was able
Wow.
to access admin level credentials. So now we have reached a new level of
Yep.
like before they used to handcuff the prisoners to the hospital bed. Now they will have to remove any electronic
Yep.
devices close to them. So I don't know how we're gonna do that because like all the medical like
Everything is electronic. Exactly.
exactly all the medical devices, like all these people, like so I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Plus,
like a
any
fun thing.
IoT that we have around them might actually be a risk exposure.
Yeah.
So who knows? For our next news, we have the Europol has taken down the Simbox fraud ring operating across Europe.
So this happened last Monday, and it was
Mm-hmm.
a collaboration between a couple of Euro countries,
Yeah.
Austria, Finland, Latvia, and they executed what they call Operation SIM Cartel, which
Yeah.
they dismantled like a sophisticated SIM box fraud network.
Mm-hmm.
And what it means is like they seized 1,200 SIM box devices, 40,000 active SIM cards,
Mm-hmm.
5 servers, and a couple of hundred websites. Like for example, where people were able to process payments through these like SIM, like SMS like scams that they were
Yep.
sending.
Manipulation. Yep.
Yeah. So what they did is like they were able to sort of attack around 80 countries worldwide
Mm-hmm.
with this operation, and they found around like 4.5 million euros in
Mm-hmm.
losses just in a small like a handful of countries in the European Union. So
Uh-huh.
I can imagine how the rest of the countries have been affected. So if it's like for $5 million in just in the Euro countries,
Yeah.
and they use this like SIM boxes for like cyber crimes, like including like phishing, investment fraud, impersonation, extorting schemes. So this is like a win for
Yep.
the cybersecurity community because I don't know if you guys have been receiving a lot of unsolicited SMS saying, "Hey, invest
Yeah.
here," or "You need to pay
Yep.
your, like toll tickets," or DMV is gonna suspend your license if you don't pay.
Exactly.
So all this is traced back to these SIM cartel organizations.
Uh-huh.
So it looks like the Europol has done a very good job here on
Yep.
on getting rid of these scammers.
Yep. Thank you so much, Sophie, and thank you so much for ending it on a high note because, as we
Yes.
talk about, it's a good thing. And that was a lot of updates and a lot happening in the cyber world, as always. And now it's time for us to wrap up. Thank you so much, Sophie, for joining. And as we wrap up Ask Me Anything Cyber, don't forget to check out our cyber review on YouTube. You asked a lot of questions about VPNs, password managers, even authenticators. You can go check them out so that you can figure out what would be the best for you. Also, if you're an author of a book and you would like to reach out to us, feel free to reach out through Cyber Materials DM, direct messages, or you can reach out to Sophie directly as well. And before we go, a quick announcement for next week. We'll be joined by Jashwant Singh, cybersecurity evangelist at CyWarden Inclusive. He'll join me and Sophie for a special episode filled with insight stories and expert discussion that you won't want to miss. Are you excited for the next
Yes,
event, Sophie?
yes, very excited, and I'm very like looking forward to everyone to subscribing to Cyber Briefing, so you are up to date when we talk about these fun headlines every week.
Thank you so much for everyone for joining, and thank you for your questions. See you next time. Stay alert and stay informed.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every week at noon Eastern Time for another high-energy recap of the week's biggest cyber stories, from data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special, live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. See you next week.